Hey y'all, and welcome to episode 78 of the Crazy Sock Lady podcast. My name is Kay, and this is my YouTube channel where I chat about all of my knitting adventures. Today is Monday, November 4th, and I have a couple of fun things to chat with you guys about today. I have a new design that has been released since the last episode. I have one finished object and a couple of works in progress. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in. First, let me let you know where you can find me. If you're searching for me anywhere out there on the web, I am most active on Instagram as the Crazy Sock Lady, and then I'm also on Ravelry as the Crazy Sock Lady as well. And there is a group for this podcast on Ravelry. If you head over to Ravelry and up at the top you can hit the groups tab, search Crazy Sock Lady podcast. That's going to pull that up right there. The group on Ravelry, if there's any knit-alongs, you'll find all of that information over there. There's some fun chatter going on. There's a thread with recommendations for books that people pop in new things sometimes. A Scrappy Sunday thread. You can share your scrappy projects. And we do have a Swapless Swap that's open right now. This one is with Bridgefield Fiberworks. And if you are new and you've never heard of the Swapless Swaps, what those are is a way to try out a new yarn dyer and get some mini skeins. Who doesn't love those? Obviously I do. Scrappy Sunday. I love scrap yarn and little minis and all of that fun stuff. So if you're interested in trying out Bridgefield Fiberworks, this is a fun way to do it. I'm going to link below everywhere that you can find me. Everything I talk about, show notes, all that'll be below. And in there will be a link to the Swapless Swap thread. I feel like that was a lot of information all at once. But for those Swapless Swaps, you get 10 40-yard minis, and the prices vary depending on the location that they're shipping to because shipping is included in the price. So it'll be anywhere from $35 to $45. It just depends on where you live and where they're shipping them to. So you can head over and check that out if you're interested. And I think, goodness, I just had to cut that out. I had a little bit of a sneezing fit there. My allergies have been bothering me quite a bit lately. The weather is changing a little bit here in Arizona, and this time of year is when my allergies really bother me because I feel like things are kind of flopped here. Things seem to grow better in the winter here because it's not so dang hot. So my allergies just go insane this time of year here in Arizona. But I sneezed 3 times. What was my grandma used to say? Something about if you sneeze 3 times. If you sneeze 3 times, an angel walked by or something? Is that what it was? I don't know. My grandma used to say something like that. So every time I sneeze 3 times, I always think of her. But I have a new design to share with you guys today, so let's go ahead and chat about that for a minute. I'm so excited about it. I've talked about it a couple of times. This is the design that I did in collaboration with Amber of Maker's Haven for her In Light of Luna book and yarn box. Everybody that received that book and yarn box got a code to download the pattern, and then it is up on Ravelry now for purchase. So I will be sure to link down below. I have it in my Ravelry shop and in my Etsy shop. So whatever you prefer to shop at, you can do that. There'll be links down below. This pattern, like I talked about, was something I really reached out of my comfort zone with. It's something I've never done, but I loved it so much. So let's go ahead and show you guys. So this is the In Light of Luna cowl. And I use the yarn for this that is in the book and yarn box. And the colorways are Time Portal and Lost in Time. And this was on her 75-25, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon fingering weight base. The colors that she dyed for this, it is just absolutely perfect. It reminds me of a night sky, and then this lighter color just shows off the color work so well. So I have not read In Light of Luna, the second book, yet. It is on my list to read, but I did read Amber's first book in that series on Luna Time, and I absolutely loved it. So when Amber reached out to me and asked if I would want to design a pattern, I really wanted to try to pull things from the story and put it into play in the pattern. And I did try some mosaic knitting first. That was my first idea with this cowl, was to try it with mosaic knitting, which is a way of doing color work. And it just was not working right. It wasn't looking right. I wasn't getting the shapes that I wanted with the mosaic knitting. So I reached out of my comfort zone and I dived into trying stranded color work. And it just flowed perfectly. It was exactly what this pattern needed. So I won't give away any details to the book. I suggest you go out and read them if you're a reader. They are available on Amazon. I believe you can get the audiobooks. Amber has them on her website. I'm going to link Amber's website down below. If they are sold out on there, I do know that you can get them on Amazon. So like I said, I won't give away exactly how these play into the book, but I did this here to resemble waves of the ocean and then the phases of the moon. So this is a fun, I'm going to try it on for you guys, a fun pattern. I would say if you've never done color work before, don't be intimidated. There's nothing difficult in this. You're only using 2 colors. You're not using 3 colors or purling. It's all knit, all stockinette, other than the ribbing, and that's only in 1 color. So I just think it's a lot of fun, and even for a beginner color work pattern. I love the fit of it. I don't like cowls that hang really loose, that are really, really wide and hang really loose. I am like, if I'm gonna wear a cowl, I want it to keep my neck warm. So this one isn't too wide. You could, when you block it a little wider versus a little longer. That's something you can always adjust during blocking, I feel like, a little bit. So here it is. I'm so pleased with it. Someone has already knitted up. His name is Matt, and he has already knitted up, and I love it. He did it in not this exact yarn, but in a blue and a lighter colored yarn, and it looks gorgeous. So gorgeous, and I was so excited because it's the first person that I've seen working on it, and he finished it. He started it, I think, one afternoon and finished it the next day. I mean, it was super, super quick how fast he knitted up, and it's so pretty. So here's my latest design. It is available now. All the links will be down below. Be sure to head over and check out Amber's shop. If I'm not mistaken, she did have some, I could be totally wrong on this, but I think she had some book and yarn boxes still available. So you can check that out if you are interested. All right, now, I wanted to share with you guys, I talked last week about how I'm working on some new designs that I'm really excited about. One of them I think is going to be perfect for Advent minis. I know so many of us knitters love to get Advent calendars where you get the mini skein each day. This one is going to be perfect for Advent minis, even if you are someone who, I know some dyers will offer the full December, like 24 or 25 minis, and then some will do like half of that and you'll get 12 minis. This will be perfect for either the full or the half. You're going to be able to customize it and do it however you want. I'm knitting it up right now. The first sample I'm doing is in a mini skein set from Legacy Fiber Arts that I got at Needles Up. And I'll go ahead, I'll pop a picture in here of the mini set that I'm using. I believe the name is the Fall Harvest mini set. And that's what I'm knitting the sample up in. And it's only 7 minis. And I was going to say something, but I'm not going to give it away just yet. So this will be perfect for scrappy knitting or using up mini sets like that. Absolutely perfect for Advents. I'm really excited. I am going to be using an Advent calendar from Bumblebee Acres to knit it up throughout the month of December, and I can't wait. It's going to be fun. I've had a lot of people ask if I'm doing Vlogmas. that's the plan. I've got a lot of stuff coming up here within the next month, this month of November and December, just a lot of life stuff. But the plan is still to do Vlogmas, to participate. That's the plan. So I'm going to be knitting that up. I'll be showing it on Instagram and Vlogmas. And yeah, I hope to have that pattern out. I would love to have it out by Thanksgiving, but I don't know that that will happen. So by the end of November at the very latest. So if you're interested in knitting that up with your Advents, that'll be available for you guys to do. And I'll talk more about the pattern and stuff as far as all that goes once it gets closer to releasing it, but I'm really excited about it and I think it's going to be great for using up those Advent minis. It is kind of a fun, mindless knit, so it's not one that's going to be a lot of focusing each day. I'm excited to knit it up during Advent because I've had a lot of fun knitting it up now in the sample, and it's very mindless TV knitting. You don't have to do a lot of thinking with it. So I'm excited to get that out there for you guys. And I will quit talking about it now because it's totally a tease since I'm not showing you anything yet, but just keep that in mind for your Advent knitting, that there will be a pattern coming soon. All right, now finished objects. I only have one. It is my October Desert Vista Dye Work socks. Look how pretty they are. I love these so much. So this is, I've been doing Desert Vista Dye Works year-long knit-along, where you knit a pair of socks each month and you can get discounts throughout the year, free skeins of yarn, all that fun stuff. You can check out her Ravelry group if you're interested in all of the details. But this was my October pair, and this colorway is one that Susan did special for our Rhinebeck housemates for our trip in October. So it's not one that's available on her website, but it is super fun. She did everybody's favorite color. There were 9 of us, and everybody got a stripe. So that's a lot of fun. And I did my heel toe do-si-do pattern. Oh, I should probably say these sock blockers are from Burning Impressions. I absolutely love them. They hang on my wall over there. And I did the heel toe do-si-do pattern, one of my patterns that you can find on Ravelry and Etsy. This is definitely my favorite pattern to do in self-striping yarn now. Just look how fun that is. In these colors, it kind of reminds me of like a ripple Afghan. I don't know why. It's just what it's reminding me of when I look at it right there. But yes, I did the heel toe do-si-do sock pattern, followed it exactly for the cuff, the pattern going down the front. I did the slip stitch heel flap that's in the pattern and the same toe pattern that's included in there. And that's my only finished object. And I did 64 stitches, US 1, 2.25 millimeter for those. All right, nothing else is finished. I feel like I've been hopping around between projects lately. I definitely got those finished by the deadline, but other than that, I feel like I've just been hopping around and I'm itching to get things off my needles. I do that. I will cast on a good amount of things as far as designs and just personal projects, and then I'm good for a while with all of the things, and then I reach a point where it's like, okay, I need to finish all of these. So that's how I'm feeling right now. I want to finish a lot of things, mostly because I want to cast on new things, let's be honest. But I have a half finished object. We're moving into whips now. So my leaf peeping socks. This is a yarn from Hypnotic Yarn. I have one of them done, so here's the finished one. I love this yarn. It's not really showing up true to color. See if I can darken the screen a little bit. I don't know if that might be a little better. So for these, I did US 1 2.25 millimeter needles, 64 stitches. I did knit 2, purl 2 for the cuff. And then it's just a plain vanilla sock, meaning that it's all stockinette, all knit stitch. And then I did a slip stitch heel flap and gusset, and then a rounded toe. I always do the heel flap and toe when I do the slip stitch and all of that are included in any of my sock patterns. And the second sock is started. It's ready to go because Austin has a dentist appointment today, and then he has a podiatrist appointment on Wednesday. So I'm gonna have, the lighting in here has just not been very good. It's been very bright. I think that's better. But anyways, I'm gonna have some doctor's office waiting room knitting. So I got the second one cast on, and I'm probably not gonna work on these too much at home. These will be for all of the waiting that I'm gonna be doing this week. So there's the second one. And I just have a little bit of the cuff done. I finished this one last night and started this one. And I've worked these up on my signature sock needles. And I think I said they're US 1 2.25 millimeter. So that is one work in progress. Nothing too crazy exciting about that, other than, I mean, the yarn is just gorgeous. This is one that I loved it, but I kept thinking, I'm gonna save that one because it's so pretty. But now I'm glad that I've knit it up, and I think it'll be fun to wear these socks during the fall months. And that one was in a bag from my friend Pam, a Halloween bag. I still have my Halloween bags that I was using. I thought about swapping them out since Halloween's over, but I'm really not ready to let go of the Halloween stuff quite yet. So I'm just gonna keep using them until these socks are done. Because this one's in a Halloween bag too. This is in a bag from Random Fandom Bags. Super cute Halloween owls. And I just think this is a fun design for a bag. So it just opens up right there in the front. And then I also have a little matching notions from Random Fandom that looks like a tea bag. Isn't that cute? And then it unzips, and I've got all of my little stitch markers and some scissors. There's probably a little needle in there. Yep. So this is a pair of socks for Wyatt. I've only got the first one started. So Wyatt, I mean, obviously he's a growing boy. He's only 10. He keeps outgrowing his hand knit socks. And it's just happening faster than I can keep up with. So I started another pair for him. And the goal is I'm going to finish these and give them to him. And then I want to start, I would like to gift him 2 pairs of socks for Christmas. So I'm really going to try to make that happen. We'll see. So this will be the one that I'm going to finish and give to him as soon as they're done. So that's how far I am. I've got 10 rows done on the heel flap. And this yarn is Biscotte Yarns in the Sorcerer's Uniform colorway. I've had this yarn for a while. I think I started a pair of socks for me, and I just wasn't loving how they were working up. I think it was just one of those times, I don't know if anyone else gets like this, that I just wasn't happy with my knitting. I don't know. And I just wasn't pleased with how these were working up as socks for me. So I ripped them out and put the yarn aside, but now I've got it back out and started a pair for him. And I love how these are working out. So he likes shorter socks. So I did do 20 rounds for the cuff, knit 2, purl 2, ribbing. And then I actually did 20 rounds for the leg too, which I think this might be the longest I've ever done recently, I think anyways, for socks for him. But I kind of got distracted. That's why the leg ended up being 20. I wasn't going to do it that long. But once I realized I'd done 20, I was like, okay, that's an good even amount of rounds, and I'm not ripping back. And for Wyatt socks, I work those up on a US 1 2.25 millimeter needle. Those were on my Chow Goo 32 inch. And I do 56 stitches for his. I don't think there's anything else about those. Those are my only 2 works in progress. And I was thinking this morning as I was writing show notes that I need to get on the ball if I'm going to do any Christmas gift knitting. I think I can totally get everything done. I don't usually knit for everyone. There used to be a time where I really tried to knit something for everyone, but I don't really do that anymore. I do it for the people that I feel really wear them and enjoy them. That just makes it more fun for me, I think. So, like I said, I would love to gift Wyatt 2 pairs of socks for Christmas. And I want to knit a pair for Eric. And I actually have the yarn back there. I'm going to use the yarn that I picked up. There are 2 skeins. I picked them up from Bumblebee Acres. I'm going to go ahead and grab them and I'll show you. I think they're in here. I'll just go ahead and show you these since I already know what I'm doing with these. So I picked these up from Bumblebee Acres at the New York Sheep and Wool Festival last month. This will be for Eric. So this is on their 75% American Corriedale, 25% nylon fingering weight base. And it's a Lord of the Rings inspired colorway. And Eric loved it when I showed him. So this is going to be for Eric's socks. This base feels amazing. It feels unlike anything I've ever knit socks with. I've never knit Corriedale socks, but in talking to the ladies in the booth, this is an amazing base to use for socks. It's a very hard wearing. So I'm going to knit a pair of socks for Eric for Christmas out of this. And then one of Wyatt's socks, I don't have any idea what the second pair will be, but definitely one will be out of this. This is on their squishy sock base, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And this is another Lord of the Rings inspired colorway. And there's what that one looks like. I think this is so pretty. So that'll be a pair of socks for Wyatt. And the fun thing about Wyatt's socks are, it'll only use half of this. So, I mean, okay, that's kind of the fun thing, but then at the same time, it gives me more that I have to use up. Like I want to use my stash and use it up, but I'll still have half a skein left of this. So it's good that I can get 2 pairs of socks out of 1 skein, but it doesn't help me use up a full skein. So I may do a pair of shorty socks for myself out of this because I really love the deep colorways. It's very moody. I love it. So yeah, that'll be 2 skeins from Rhinebeck that'll be knit up into Christmas gifts. And I will probably do a pair of socks for Eric's mom. I don't know if I think sometimes she watches this, so surprise, Teresa. But I think she probably expects that because she loves the hand knit socks that I've knit her. So I will probably do a pair of socks for Teresa. And then for my sisters and my nieces, I think I'm going to do hats this year. I think that'll be a fun, fast thing to knit up. And I have a good amount of like worsted and DK. Not a ton, but I have a good amount that would be fun to use up some of that for hats for Christmas gifts. So those are probably the only people I will knit for this year, I think. So I don't think those gifts will be too big of an issue to get done in the next month and a half or so. I think that'll work out good. All right, I didn't really plan on talking about that, but there we have it. That was a little chat about gift knitting. And let's see, I didn't receive anything in the mail. Oh, I did receive my Yarnable subscription box. And I talked last episode about using up my stash and not buying yarn next year, but I'm still going to be getting the Yarnable subscription box because I did sign up for a year of it. So that'll still be coming in, but one skein a month will be coming in. Hopefully I'll be putting more out than in. That's the goal. But for that, I'm going to do its own unboxing video. So if you're interested in seeing what came in the November Yarnable subscription box, look for that coming up around the same time this video goes up, hopefully. And I'll go through everything that came in the box. And if you want more information on the Yarnable subscription box, I'll put an affiliate link down below. Signups are not open right now to get the box, but if you follow that link, you can enter your email address and then they will email you when it opens back up. I don't think it'll open back up until after the first of the year sometime. All right. Oh, we don't have any cowls going on right now, but I did talk last episode about wanting to do a cowl using up stash in 2020. And I think Julie from Twin Stitches Designs and Twin Stitches Designs podcast is going to co-host that with me. So there'll be more information coming up as we get closer to the first of the year. But there were a lot of people interested in using up your stash in 2020. So that makes me really excited that I am not alone in this. And I'm really looking forward to diving into that stash and really focusing on using it in the coming year. So if you're interested in that, keep an eye out. I'll chat more about it as we get closer and more details get put into place. But start thinking about how you want to use up your stash. And yeah, keep an eye out for details. All right, that brings us to the end of the episode. Chatter. Like I said before, there's just a lot of life stuff been going on. I don't know why it seems like all that, to me anyways, it seems to me like when life stuff starts happening, it's like one thing after another just pops up. So there's just been a lot of that. I've been trying to just stay focused and not stress too much. That's been the goal lately. Don't stress out too much. It will all work out as it should. So yeah, that's just what's been going on lately. We did have Halloween. That was fun. We had Stephanie and Dusty over because they no longer live next door to us. You've heard me talk about Stephanie before, I'm sure. But they have moved into their new house, so they're not next door any longer, but they did come over and do trick-or-treating over here, and we hung out for a little bit. Wyatt was Link from Legend of Zelda, and Austin was the creepiest mask he could find at the Halloween store. That's what him and his two friends did. So I'll pop some pictures in here from trick or treat that night. So yeah, it was just a fun, relaxing evening. We pulled our fire pit out front and just had a little fire and passed out candy in the driveway. So that was a lot of fun. And we did not have any basketball this past weekend. Austin did not have a basketball tournament. It's a nice, relaxing weekend. I knit so much Saturday and Sunday. Sunday I actually crocheted more than I knit. I worked on my crochet corner to corner blanket basically the entire day. It was amazing. Eric and I binge watched The Haunting of Hill House, which is on Netflix. He had seen it before, I think when it first came out, but I do not do scary things, so I had no interest in watching it. But he saw one evening when he was scrolling through and trying to find something to watch, he saw that, I think it was Friday evening maybe, that they are coming out with a new season in 2020. So we got to talking about it, and he's like, it's really not that scary. He said, there are scary parts, but it has a very good story to it. So I said, okay, I'll give it a try if you don't mind watching it again, because I'm not watching it by myself. So we started it and we watched the entire thing. We finished it last night. It's very good. I thought it was terrifying at parts, absolutely terrifying. So I told him I think he fibbed on that a little bit, but he doesn't get scared like I do. So depending on how scared you get, it might be scary or it might not. I definitely thought it was scary, but it did have a very, very good story about a family and family dynamics, and I loved that part of it. So the story was very good. I loved some of the actors and actresses that were in it. So I don't know, it just depends on how scared you get, I guess. I am definitely late to the party, so a lot of you have probably already watched it because, like I said, I thought I would be absolutely terrified. And I did fall asleep with the light on one night after we watched it. He stayed up later than me and I just left the light on in the bedroom and fell asleep because I was scared to go sleep by myself. All right, I'm definitely a big chicken. All right, I think that is it for today's episode. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed the episode and I will chat with you guys again soon. Until then, happy knitting. Bye.